The round of 8 continues. If you have not seen placement match A, go watch that. It was excellent. But here is placement match B. This is the Manifold Promotional League Season 1. I am Brad. With me here as always is Adam. Adam, what's happening today?
Hey everyone, we've got a neat one here today. We've got Issa versus Aaron, and both of these are on very cool decks that I love seeing. Issa is on 6 gem.
6 gem?
Yeah, not Eurus.
Okay.
So Issa was like the pioneer of the mono blue Eurus deck, and I keep expecting them to switch over, but I guess they're not. So 6 gem is another deck that Issa is the pioneer of. This is one in which you take Eldry, Alric, and Jeremiah, and you play a blue-yellow mid-range deck where 2 gem 15s means round 1 you have 6 gems, and you're using those to just play good cards.
And you're going to notice that this deck has an absolutely monstrous top end. You're on Templar Squires, you're on Energy Retracers, you're on Orchestral Conductors, you're on Talpat Enforcers.
Yeah, 2 Talpat Enforcers.
You're on Pulpit Orders.
Yeah.
You're a Masquerade deck. They don't play that much interaction. There's Docide Thugs, of course. There's a couple Strike Downs, a couple Detonate Mines, if I remember correctly.
And 2 Disrupt Communication.
But in a big way, Issa's plan is, I have more gems than you. I have bigger plays than you. I don't care what you're doing. Is it really going to be stronger than Masquerading into Orchestral Conductor?
Yeah, and I think the, ground floor explanation of this deck is my 5 gems are going into something good, like a Pulpit Order. Yours are going into something good, like whatever you're playing. And then I also get a Sleight of Hand or a Protection of Belief on top of that. And so the 6th gem is just and then I match you, and then am a little bit better. So on the other side is a deck that is, instead of just raw power, it is a weird synergy combo. So these 4 heroes are centered around Hin, where Hin lets you draw a card every time you play a character. And this is just a pile of little characters and a pile of big characters.
So something that's true in Manifold design, or at least in Tyrant Sentinels, is your smaller characters, your smaller objects, cards even, tended to be more powerful per gem because the card cost becomes a bigger portion of the cost to play the card. And Hin negates that cost for your Radar Servos and your Relic Seekers and your Docide Thugs. And so if you actually get to play 5 cards a turn, they're going to be pound for pound better than what your opponent tends to be doing.
Right.
Except Hin draws both players' cards. Mm-hmm. So the problem that Hin players run into is you're always playing against your opponent's best showing.
Yeah, because they will draw the removal that is good right now. They're not going to not have it because you drew them 14 cards.
And both of these players are playing Masquerade, and Hin is very likely going to make it so that both players get to get clean Masquerades off repeatedly.
Yeah.
Now, something I want to point out is Issa has not dropped a game yet this event. And Aaron has already been eliminated from this event once. He had to come back in through the dead man bracket. And I talked to Aaron, and Aaron is coming into this match feeling like an underdog. But Aaron's a gamer. Aaron is going to make plays. And when you feel like an underdog, you start taking high standard deviation plays to try to steal wins.
Which means this game is going to be interesting.
I'm very excited for what Aaron has cooked up because I'm sure it's something.
Yeah.
I just want to take an opportunity to thank you guys for watching this game. If you're liking this content as much as I think you are because you keep watching it, please give it a like and help more people come find this game.
Yeah, we want this game to be seen by as many people as possible because we believe in it, and hopefully you do too.
Looks like Aaron won the die roll, and Aaron is going to start by activating Goyourner.
So Goyourner here is a pretty decent start. Aaron will roll his blue dice and then pick one of the decks to look at the top 3 of and discard something. He'll pick his own deck, which means Aaron is potentially going to use this to fuel his Prosthema and Ascended by discarding a character.
And Aaron has been consistently picking his own deck with Goyourner. And I think that's right in the 411's character build, because in round 1, you have these 5 gems, and you have to figure out how to spend all of the colors.
Yeah.
Which is a little tricky, and Goyourner helps you set that up.
Yep. Detonate Mines will be what Aaron discards here because it doesn't really... I don't think it has any targets in Issa's deck.
Oh, if I remember, Issa doesn't have any structures, any attachments, and their only ethereal card is Eternal Listeners.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
I think Issa is on the all organic character plan.
Cool. Deadly Mind's full dead. Let's get it out of here. So, Issa activated Jeremiah, just some dice, and then Aaron will play Clothbound Apprentice, shielding Yuseth and drawing each player a card.
Did they draw a card?
Didn't they? Okay. I thought I saw that. Maybe not.
No, I think Issa still has 5 cards in their hand.
All right, never mind. Issa's on Sapphire Apparition here, and that won't draw each player a card.
Yeah, Sapphire Apparition is it's real boring. Its job is twofold in this deck. One, you mentioned Pulpit Order plus a gem. This is anything you can do with that one gem. Also, this card turns on Protection of Belief, and you can Masquerade out of it.
Yeah, it just does enough good little things. Energy is also quite good for Issa's deck. Issa has 3 pretty solid abilities. Jeremiah turns energy into damage. Eldry lets you reroll any number of your dice, which is an ability that is looking... Every time I see Issa use it, I think it's more powerful. And then same with Alric's ability. Letting Issa heal 1 has shown itself to be very powerful in previous MPL matches.
And the Alric's ability also fights your opponent's remembrance. You get to pick their quality targets out of their discard.
Yes, you do. So Eldry's activation here will play a Sleight of Hand, sabotaging 2 damage and modifying into draw 2. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe Aaron didn't have Hin trigger and Issa wants to draw more cards.
Yeah, and getting rid of the only piece of damage that Aaron's showing, I guess it's quite early in the round, but it sure looks overwhelming right now where Issa's showing dice phase 6 and Aaron was showing dice phase 0.
Yes, I agree. I mean, Aaron still has plenty of time to activate guys, make more dice, spend his gems. Enthusiastic Harmonist by Issa, just a solid guy. Similar to what you're saying about Sapphire Apparition, right? You can put Orchestral Conductor counters on it, and otherwise it's just good.
Yeah, and this one's relatively meaty. I know it's 2 dice for 2 gems is the same as 1 dice for 1 gem, but it feels good activating an Enthusiastic Harmonist and rolling 2 dice.
Yes, it does.
It feels much worse activating Sapphire Apparition and rolling a white.
Neat. So Issa is one of the long-term players of Manifold, and so Issa knows how to play against Yuseth, and Issa just isn't giving Yuseth a target.
Oh yeah, that explains why the Sleight of Hand went into draw instead of into damage.
Yeah. Neat. Okay, sure. Aaron will play a Federation Arborealist, healing Yuseth 2, and having each player draw a card.
Yeah, okay. So for a second I thought that not using the Hin was an intentional play, and it probably was.
Maybe it was, yeah.
But it's also entirely possible that Aaron didn't like how he was going to be able to spend his gems, and he knew what the top card of his deck was.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just gotta go grab it.
Yeah. All right, so Issa's looking at a Docide Thug and a Masquerade and some other stuff I didn't notice. Docide Thug taking out the Docide Thug taking out the Arborealist will be what Issa decides to do.
And Issa could have masqueraded into the Talpat Enforcers.
Yep.
And that would have been fine. But I think Issa really wants to masquerade into Orchestral Conductors and is confident that in the Hin matchup, they're going to get through their deck and find Orchestral Conductors.
Yes. All right, so Aaron is going to finish off that Docide Thug with a Witchfire. I like that just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so Aaron spent Arborealist and Witchfire, 3 gems and 2 cards, but only kind of 2 cards because of him, changing that math.
Yeah.
For a heal 2 and trading for 2 of their opponent's gems. So basically 1 gem heal 2. We would play that card.
Yeah, I would in fact play that card. It looks like Issa successfully didn't give Yuseth the target, so Aaron's going to activate Yuseth and just roll a draw. Which means Aaron isn't looking at much damage this round, is he?
Yeah, but neither is Issa. Issa got in 2, which got erased, and is getting in 1 more here, and that might be all we see.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, if we start talking about contributions to the board state, Issa has added 3 dice, and Aaron has added a Clothbound Apprentice.
Right. So clear advantage Issa there. We still have a decent number of, draw cards and uses of energy and shield and stuff like that for our players to do. But Aaron, just dig in without spending the red gem?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Yep, okay. That's fine.
And that's a downside that this 411's deck has a lot. And it's kind of funny because I've been saying that in all these videos and it just keeps not being true.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice that we finally get to see that problem rear its head.
Mm-hmm. Issa will use his last energy in order to put the Aaron's Federation Arborealist on the bottom of his deck. That's what you saw there. And we go into round 2 with, like we were saying, very little being added to the board, very little damage being dealt.
Now, a lot of the times when not very much is added to the board, that's disadvantageous for Issa, because usually Issa's heroes are pound for pound weaker than their opponent's heroes. But that's kind of not true in the 411's matchup.
Yeah, no, I think that all 3 of Issa's heroes are better than Aaron's, but that's because they're 15s instead of 11s.
Yeah. And the Eldry rolling black gets you kind of back up to that 5th dice.
Yeah.
Aaron activated his Goyourner, looks at the top 3, discards a surveillance drone. Where were you last round to let us spend that red gem?
Right. And finally, Aaron has a target for Yuseth after Jeremiah's activation, so that'll take out that damage. And we're back to, no one having damage. All right, so Enthusiastic Harmonist for Issa, which means no orchestral conductor on that Enthusiastic Harmonist.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
The plan right now, at least.
And last time we got a look at Issa's hand, there wasn't a conductor in it. There was a Masquerade and there was a Talpat Enforcers.
Yep.
But if you're waiting, there's 2 Masquerades?
2 Masquerades and a Talpat Enforcers. So...
Well, now they might show us, because the surveillance drone is going to let us look at Issa's hand, and it will draw Issa a card first.
So it's a Sapphire Apparition, a Sleight of Hand, Strike Down, Detonate Mines, Disrupt Communication, a couple Masquerades, Talpat Enforcers. All right. And a Clothbound Apprentice at the back.
So it sure looks like Masquerade is going to be one of Issa's few quality ways to spend gems this round.
Yeah, Masquerade Talpat Enforcers, or just play Talpat Enforcers.
Just play Talpat Enforcers?
Yeah. Playing Talpat Enforcers could be, just how Issa spends gems.
Yeah, and if Issa thinks that the game is going long, then that makes a lot of sense, because Masquerade is very powerful if you get to use it. If he thinks the game's going to end quickly, then he's going to want to use his Masquerades. Yeah. But you're right that just playing the Talpat Enforcers gives you those dice this round.
Yes.
Which is going to be the best way to get Yuled this round.
Yeah, and if you use the trigger for anything relevant, then it'll be good, right? You spend 5 gems on 2.5 dice and then do something with the trigger. That's fine. Yeah,
and Aaron has not shown a penchant for playing this 411's deck aggressively.
Right.
And so if Issa's been watching any of those games, then Issa is going to believe that this game's going to round 6 at least.
Yes.
Which means, getting maximum yield out of all of your cards is something that you have time to do.
Yeah, Aaron is... I've seen Aaron shield and modify into shield and go really long and play, 4 or 5 orchestra conductors over the course of a game and just try to be okay with going slowly, more than I've seen other players when playing this build.
Although we have heard Jesse, and Jesse's the pioneer of... Jesse's the one that put Starfallen Warrior into Hin for the first time.
Yeah.
We've heard Jesse say... he thinks that this deck grows more than any other deck and has the biggest endgame.
Yes. And so Aaron's taking that to heart. And so I guess both these players probably feel like they have a very good endgame.
Yeah, it would not surprise me if both players think the longer the game goes, the more they're advantaged.
Exactly. So Relic Seeker is going to be Aaron's play here. Looking at 3, discarding any number. It's a decent way to fill up your discard for Prosthema. But Aaron, I've noticed, doesn't discard off Relic Seeker very often. It's maybe 1 here and there. And here, Aaron's going to leave all 3 on top. Which isn't like a bad thing, necessarily. It's just, I usually discard 2 or 3 off of Relic Seeker very regularly. And so it's interesting to see someone doing different.
And I think that Aaron opted to draw off of Hin. And I think that Aaron drew Remembrance.
Okay. So that is a decent use for the rest of Aaron's gems if he wants to start building up a pile of remembrances.
And so if that's the line that Aaron's going to take, we'll see Aaron sacrifice this Clothbound Apprentice first, because right now there's no target.
Yes. So Issa's going to activate Eldry and play a sleight of hand off the trigger, sabotaging 1 and modifying 1. This green dice will become 2 draw.
Neat. Okay.
Cool.
So in round 1, when they did that, I was like, they're trying to play around Yuseth, but no, they just want cards. They just want some card that they don't have yet.
Yeah. I saw a flash of an orchestral conductor that Issa drew.
Okay.
Which isn't like that exciting now that all of the Sapphire apparitions have been activated. And so maybe Talpat Enforcers isn't cool enough. Issa wants something else that's big to play.
Or maybe Issa's modifying into this draw so that they can then Talpat Enforcers the draw as damage, and they're just trying to show off that their cards have rule stacks.
That's cute. Clothbound Apprentice will be Issa's play, shielding the Sapphire apparition, making it better for an orchestral conductor later on.
And that cuts Issa off the line of just play Talpat Enforcers?
Yeah. So Masquerade will be how that has to go.
Unless there was an energy retracer, which I didn't see.
I didn't see that either. Interestingly enough, okay, Issa's going to both players are going to sacrifice their Clothbound Apprentice to roll white.
So Issa found the energy. I'm not sure that Aaron's been watching Issa games, but if Aaron doesn't play this Remembrance right now, Issa is going to use Alric's energy ability to get rid of that Clothbound Apprentice.
Yeah.
Or
it'll get tactical as you say what's going to happen.
So Aaron passed?
Aaron passed, and Issa used that energy to reroll any number of dice using Eldry's ability.
And found 4 damage?
Yeah.
Which is quite a bit better than trivially disrupting the value of your Remembrance.
Yeah.
And not healing.
Yes, it is.
All right.
See, I'm just surprised that Issa didn't save that Clothbound Apprentice for a Masquerade, but it's something to get rid of, but that's fine. So, Issa's going to resolve some damage into Yuseth here. And, we still haven't seen a huge, exciting Haymaker this round.
Yeah, but Yuseth is at 5 life, and Issa's dice values add up to 5. So if Issa resolves 1 mental damage, then they can Masquerade into Talpat Enforcers and steal the Yuseth kill while Aaron's not seeing it.
Neat. Yeah, okay. Aaron will tactical reroll here, turning 2 damage on green dice into 4 draw. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the way Aaron has played this deck.
Yeah.
Aaron's, always digging deeper. I can't always tell what he's looking for.
But he's in the round of 8, so whatever it is working.
Yeah, because Jesse's always digging for the Starfallen Warrior Remembrance Fireball, but Aaron hasn't loved that.
No.
He's more loved slamming his orchestral conductors.
Yeah. I think you're right about the Talpat Enforcers here. So the 1 damage went to Yuseth, and now that's it. Now he's at 4, so Masquerade here, theoretically, is going to put this Sapphire Apparition, on the bottom of Issa's deck, and then play a character for free.
Yeah.
And it will be this Talpat Enforcers resolving these 3 dice as damage.
And that's a heartbreaker because that if Aaron saw damage on the table, Aaron would have been using this energy to make shields.
I mean, maybe.
Right. That's how Aaron has played previous rounds.
Sure. Fair enough.
But just out of nowhere, this draw is damage, this modify is damage, your Yuseth is defeated.
Yeah. Very nice use of Talpat Enforcers by Issa. And now Issa's got 2 gems for another Masquerade, maybe turning one of his little guys into an orchestral conductor, and suddenly Issa's board looks massive.
Oh, and now Aaron's putting on the gas, using Hin's energy ability to resolve draw as mental damage.
Very nice, Issa. So Issa's going to play a second Masquerade, putting out this orchestral conductor, and we've got 2 red counters on our guys. And that's going to be all of Issa's stuff. So now we can look at Aaron and what Aaron can do with 4 gems and Prosthema.
Yeah, and Prosthema has 4 characters in the discard.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4.
And something you do sometimes with this 411's deck is reroll really aggressively early on to get to that 6 threshold.
Yeah, that'd be fine. It looks like that's what Aaron's doing. So here's a fifth character. Maybe that's the sixth one, and we didn't count properly. Sure, great.
Oh, yeah, I didn't count Issa's Dosed Thug.
Oh, okay, sure. So that's the sixth character. The Enthusiastic Harmonist just being discarded for no effect with tactical reroll. And this yellow dice rolled damage. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, and Aaron could use Hin's energy ability to make that 2 draw into 2 damage again. So that would be showing 5.
Yeah.
Aaron still has 4 gems up.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be something. All right, so we're modifying into rend. So Prosthema's energy ability was spent the one of the 2, I think the 2 draw as modifying yellow green into rend 3 and rending 3 the last cards in Issa's hand, and then Aaron plays Masquerade to get rid of the Talpat Enforcers.
Okay, so when you Masquerade your opponent's character, they then get to play a character for free, but Issa doesn't have any cards in hand.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Okay, so that spends any damage potential Aaron had, but it got rid of a Talpat Enforcers with a red counter on it.
It took 4 dice off the table, and it does even better than that because it leaves Issa going into the next round without any cards in hand. Now, it does mean Aaron's not drawing off this Hin.
Right. Yeah, because now Aaron doesn't want to draw Issa back into options.
And so, just like the deck that you played in the round of 32, if Issa draws, sleight of hand detonate mines or whatever, then Aaron's going to find himself pulling out into potentially a huge lead.
Yep, that is the thesis of the deck I lost with.
And one of Issa's plays was a Clothbound Apprentice, and that was mediocre, and I didn't see the other ones.
I think that was 2 Clothbound Apprentices.
2 Clothbound Apprentices? Oh, yep, man.
2 Clothbound Apprentices. Okay, so it worked.
That's so cool.
Issa doesn't play many cards this round.
Jeremiah rolls green, and Aaron doesn't have, follow the trails or sleight of hands.
Right.
So if Jeremiah finds draw,
Issa's
Aaron's very
taking
limited in his ability to prevent that from working. And that's a damage.
Draw. Okay, so Issa's going to have to find some way to draw any cards, but Aaron's ploy worked.
Yeah, if Aaron ends up with a free round here.
Yeah. That's huge.
That will be huge.
We are at a pretty decent damage differential going into the third round here. Aaron has taken 10 damage and only dealt 3 back. So maybe that'll matter. And oh wow, Aaron activates Prosthema and rolls 3 rend, forcing Issa to just play one of these Clothbound Apprentices. And then Aaron will probably resolve round 1 just to get the last card out of Issa's hand.
Yeah, that seems likely because Aaron doesn't know it's weak. Now, if Issa had an orchestral conductor, you would have slammed that instead of the Clothbound.
Of course. But Issa doesn't have any cards and not very many ways to find a way to get cards.
Oh man, excellent job, Aaron. And like you mentioned, Aaron is behind. Aaron needs to catch up, but this is exactly how you catch up.
Yes, fully agree. Goyourner's activation here for Aaron is going to roll blue, and it's going to roll a Sabotage. That's massive. And Aaron will pick a deck to look at. That's massive because now Issa can't modify into draw 2 and then draw 2. Because Aaron will just Sabotage it. And Goyourner will look at Aaron's deck and take out a Pulpit Order.
Yeah, a Pulpit Order would basically clear up the problem for Issa. Way to spend 5 gems and refill the hand.
That's awesome.
And we don't see that mode of Goyourner very often.
No, we do not. But it's very cool that it comes up. We saw it coming up in Aaron's games with Kyler last round. Both players were on Goyourner and both were trying to take out the important cards from their opponent's strategies.
Issa activates the Sapphire Apparition with a red counter and finds 3 damage off of it. Yep. So one of the problems you run into when you don't have any cards in hand is you're now a victim of fate.
Yes.
If you roll poorly, you no longer have tools to re-roll. But Issa has a lot of faces here. 1 blank and 1 modify means he's doing just fine.
Aaron's going to set up a Remembrance, playing a Clothbound Apprentice, shielding Goyourner, which is fine, but it's not damage right now. It's infrastructure for later.
And
which is okay.
And Aaron doesn't have any blue gems up, so a big part of how you turn Remembrance into dice is Federation Battle Mage.
Yep.
And we're not going to see a Federation Battle Mage this round.
No, we are not. Okay. So Aaron will do something else with those 4 gems. Aaron
Sabotage or Sabotage?
Sabotage, yep. And now Issa's got, at the end of the day, a decent number of... a decent amount of damage and some modify to make dice look like whatever he wants, and Clothbound Apprentice will be sacrificed to roll another damage.
So that's 6 damage showing on dice and 2 modify. So if Issa opted to modify out of shield, Issa could find 10 damage.
Yeah. And that's a good number when you're facing off against a Hin with no shield.
Yeah.
Aaron will keep rolling a couple dice. Aaron still has plenty of dice to make, right? The Relic Seeker and Surveillance Drone each have a dice to roll. Hin here just got activated to roll a dice. So,
and these Clothbound Apprentices could each be white-black.
Yes.
Because if you sacrifice them to roll white, your Remembrance is going to trigger and give you a black dice.
Yes, they will. So, Issa has a number of turns here to do whatever they want. So Issa will choose to deal damage. That's 2 damage going into Hin.
And that's all the mental damage.
Yeah. Aaron will sacrifice Clothbound Apprentice, rolling white-black. Huh. So do you think Issa... If Issa chooses to modify into enough damage to defeat Hin, that means this round is looking pretty good for Issa, I think, even having spent no gems.
Yeah, and that would be a really unfortunate result for what was supposed to be Aaron's free round.
Yeah.
And there it is. There's 8 damage showing. So Aaron needs... I don't think there are even diplomatic meetings in that deck. Can't play a Clothbound Apprentice.
Federation or Borealist would be good right now.
Yeah, but instead he sacrifices the Clothbound Apprentice. He's going to roll black-white, but he hasn't done that yet. Oh, because Issa's just so excited. He's like, snap off, kill Hin.
Yep. And it'll roll 2 damage. That's good. So Hin goes down, and with it, that's half of Aaron's total health. So Aaron's going to need to get a decent amount of damage output this round for this round to look good. And we see Aaron resolve a damage, and then Issa dig in.
And Aaron doesn't have any blue gems, so it can't be Federation Battle Mage, which is the most aggressive play. So Aaron's hoping for Enthusiastic Harmonists and Relic Seekers, I suppose?
Yeah. Just things that roll dice, things that do things.
Right, and there's a surprising dearth of that in this deck.
Yeah.
I guess if Aaron could still, like, play a Relic Seeker and masquerade it into an Orchestral Conductor.
Right, yeah. There's plenty of ways this could grow quickly. Like, Masquerade is the big one here. But it looks like Aaron's gonna be tactical re-rolling, looking for anything that looks like anything. We got another damage and a draw on that tactical re-roll. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what Aaron's hoping to find. I'd be kind of surprised to see them resolve this draw 1, but if they really are not liking their hand, then that's going to be the line.
Yeah. More tactical rerolls, it looks like. Huh. Going out of
the black damage.
Black damage is interesting.
Yeah, I can
really
understand.
Looking for modify and draw, maybe.
I can understand I want my green dice to do 2 damage, but I do want to draw a card.
Yeah.
So I want my black dice to find draw.
Yep, and Aaron found a draw here and will resolve it. Okay. So, does Aaron have something proactive? Is the big question.
Yeah, there's still these 4 gems, and he ends up modifying back into draw 2.
Just looking for anything good, which is crazy because that's a lot of cards in hand.
I think it's 9.
Yeah.
And there were orchestral conductors there. I didn't see any masquerades. Aaron was probably sandbagging this Relic Seeker, hoping to masquerade into an orchestral conductor.
Yep.
And now, don't get me wrong, the masquerade that he has drawn this game was an excellent draw because it was an excellent play, getting rid of the Talbot Enforcers. Oh,
So Federation Arborealist here will be the proactive play, healing nothing, and it'll just contribute a white dice.
oh, and Aaron wanted to use Hin's trigger, but was informed that Hin has been defeated.
Neat. Okay. Well, yup. Okay. So this Arborealist is not looking very spicy. It just rolled an energy, and Aaron's energy abilities are not particularly proactive. And the second Federation Arborealist, similarly not very spicy.
Yeah, didn't get any heal off of that. I don't know what order he drew these cards in. He might have had an opportunity to play the Arborealist before Hin got defeated.
I mean, Aaron drew like 5 cards.
Yeah, you're
since
right.
then,
You're right.
modifying into draw 2, remember? Yeah. So, wow. Aaron probably just rolled or just drew like all of the all of the random removal and techie stuff in his deck instead of anything that looks anything meaty.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's most of this deck.
Yes.
There's not a lot of quality threats in this deck. You really get by on volume, not quality.
Yeah. So now that we're resolving dice, Aaron is going to take a shield off of the Sapphire Apparition with Goyourner's energy ability and resolve a couple damage into Jeremiah. So now the damage differential is noticeable.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be Aaron's free round. Issa spent 0 gems.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Issa spent 1 gem.
Yep, off of Alric.
And Aaron just couldn't find anything to punish.
Yeah.
And now I saw an orchestral conductor off the top of Issa's deck.
Oh no.
Which means when Aaron Goyournered Issa and took away the pulpit order, he saw pulpit order and orchestral conductor and couldn't take both.
Yeah, that's
and energy
rough.
retracer?
Energy retracer orchestral. Yeah, okay.
Oh, so Aaron spent this whole round, that whole last round, knowing this round Issa has
big things.
energy retracer, orchestral conductor. Not both, but either.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So we're in what, round 4 here?
Yep.
And Aaron's starting the slow train of rolling all of his white dice up again. And Issa makes dice quite a bit faster than Aaron.
And now Aaron does have orchestral conductors in their hand.
Yes.
He may not be willing to spend 5 gems on them.
Okay.
But he probably is.
Yeah, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah.
It's good at 5 gems.
It's so funny that the Music Man is the biggest dragon in Tyrann Sentinels.
Yeah, right.
It is.
The Music Man throws damage everywhere. So Aaron's got these 2 support characters here. They would be good for orchestral conductor targets, but Surveillance Journal got activated here, rolling a black dice.
Issa has only found 1 so far, so not terribly threatening.
No. Issa will draw 1. Aaron will roll a damage.
And Issa activated their Sapphire Apparition, which means they're unlikely to be orchestral conductoring a red dice onto the apparition.
Sure. I mean, Aaron took the shield off of the apparition at the end of last round.
With Goyourner.
Yeah, which makes you think, oh, maybe there's a Docide Thug. I should activate this first.
Yep, fair. And and Energy Retracer is an excellent consolation prize.
Yes, it certainly is. Yeah, one of the most important parts of Issa's deck is here's all the big guys that are just good on most board states, like Energy Retracer.
Issa has 9 gems worth of characters to play and 8 gems.
Yep.
And Alric did not spend his gem towards a character.
Yep.
So Issa wastes a little bit of potential in order to delay further.
Yes, exactly. If Issa's going to play either conductor, either conductor number 1, conductor number 2, or Energy Retracer, it doesn't matter that Alric doesn't give a gem because they're going to play 1 card either way.
The top end is too big to get 2 plays in this round.
Yes, it is.
And we're past the phase of the game where your opponent's hand is drawing you new content.
Right.
So you're reasonably confident that these are the cards you're going to see this round.
Yeah. Issa did draw 1 card off a black dice, but that's about how far it's going to go. Prosthema is going to be Aaron's activation here, rolling green-yellow. There we go.
And both of these players are working real hard to not spend their gems and to be able to react.
Yep.
Aaron just created his first premium dice showing 2, which might mean that now Energy Retracer is a good enough, is appealing enough.
Now, is it hitting yellow, green, or blue? It's hitting yellow.
Hitting yellow.
Okay.
You really feel it in Energy Retracer games. Is this a yellow game? Is this a blue game? Is this a red game?
Yeah.
Green, purple.
Green and purple.
You feel that a little bit
Yeah,
less.
they're fine. But yellow versus red is a different game. Absolutely. So...
And the reason for that, sorry.
No, you're good.
The reason for that, if you're not super familiar, is that yellow dice have red dice have damage.
Right. Is this a damage game or is this a disruption game is the question. Wow. Okay, so Aaron will respond to that Energy Retracer by witch-firing the Energy Retracer and then playing an exhausted Starfallen Warrior. That's going to deal 2 damage to every character, taking shields off of these heroes, and wiping Aaron's board.
It also takes the Sapphire Apparition away from Issa, so the removal of the shield with Goyourner last round does pay off here.
It certainly does. And Aaron's going to roll a bunch of dice off of this Remembrance.
And it's 4 or 5 black dice?
4, I think. Okay. That's certainly a big, splashy use of the Starfallen Warrior. Awesome. I love it.
And Aaron opts into having blue up.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see a Doe-side Thug finishing off the Orchestral Conductor.
So that Remembrance is going to roll 4 black dice. And Issa's still got this Orchestral Conductor, rolling 3 dice.
And one of them is yellow. I don't know. Aaron's starting to run out of cards. He's not out, but in the early phases of this game, he has an obscene number, and I don't think he's there anymore. Whoa!
So, Aaron's going to play a Federation Arborealist.
Battle Mage.
Or Battle Mage, sorry. You're right. Very different concept.
Yeah.
Sacrificing the Starfallen Warrior and rolling black off Remembrance.
And you want to play your Battle Mage. It's one of your big, powerful cards, but so is Starfallen Warrior.
Yeah, keeping that red around till next round would have been a lot.
And so you're surrendering a lot of potential downfield for some more dice output right now.
Yeah. Which means Aaron, now, having committed to rolling dice right now instead of later, needs to defeat Jeremiah this round, or that was not.
Yeah, if you don't get aggressive yield out of the sacrifice, then you're in a real tough spot.
Because Issa put together enough damage to defeat Goyourner right now. So Issa's just been taking out a hero every round, slowly and steadily.
Yeah, and that's how you want to fight 411s, right? If you can do 10 damage around for 4 rounds, you win that game.
And Issa does have Rend 3 in... And so Aaron's going to be very low on cards to reroll these dice with.
There is a draw 2 in Aaron's pool.
Wow. Aaron's discard to the Rend 3 is going to be 3 Orchestral Conductors. Okay, that's now a lot of potential top end taken out of contention.
Yeah, there's still the Ascended.
Yep.
And one more Starfallen Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically all of the meat.
Yep. Okay, so Federation Battle Mage, the second, is going to sacrifice the first, rolling a black dice off Remembrance. And so Aaron's hand was like Starfallen Warrior, 3 Orchestral Conductors, 2 Battle Mages. That doesn't play
well. I mean, Aaron started the round with 4 support characters in play, right? So you could have Orchestral Conductored your Surveillance Drone and one of your
Relic Seekers.
And then Battle Maged away your Arborealists.
Yeah, and just made a pretty massive board of dice there. But then you're not answering the I guess it's only 2 dice of Energy Retracer.
Oh, but it also answered the Sapphire Apparition.
Yeah.
After it made its dice this round.
Yeah. So are we both growing, or am I sacrificing potential in order to cut your growth is really the question there. And
I tend to believe that when you're behind, you want as many dice in play as possible. Because you want the highest range of possibilities.
Sure.
Now that things are tight, You see Aaron has 4 dice on his side of the table. Issa has 7 dice, 8 dice on their side of the table. Now, Aaron's going to try and bring that number down by 2, but 6 to 4 is a much more clear disadvantage than 11 to 10.
Sure. Aaron's tactical reroll here will reroll purple, purple, blue into a shield and a draw. So read not very good, which means probably one more tactical reroll here. Aaron's real low on cards.
It's very often true that if you reroll your black dice here, you find some faces and a draw, and you get to keep going.
Yeah.
But those are some faces.
All right, so we have 2 damage, a draw, and an energy.
Oh, energy is not good here.
Well, energy is modify 2.
But
right?
Resolving your draw 2 to modify 2 boon dice is mediocre. So you will get to modify your 1 premium.
Okay, into modify 3, and then modify 3 into 3 damage. So that will defeat Jeremiah. Okay, that resolved into draw, draw, modify. Aaron will draw 1, and then maybe tactical reroll, maybe not.
Well, this still defeats
Jeremiah. Yeah, okay. Because you can modify that black blank off the side into damage, take off the shield. Take off the shield, deal 5.
Okay, so Issa loses their first hero.
And Aaron is down to their last hero.
Yeah, so life totals are 24 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And Issa's orchestral conductor is facing off against Aaron's Federation Battle Mage, and the conductor is about twice as powerful.
Yes, it is.
So Issa has almost exactly twice as many resources as Aaron.
Right. And Issa's hand, I saw a Federation Inquisitor, was it, in there? Maybe not, because Issa doesn't play Federation Inquisitor. Never mind, I didn't see that.
So maybe it was Pulpit Order?
Yeah, it was a bunch of expensive stuff. So Issa, I believe, is going to be able to play 2 expensive stuff, 1 expensive stuff. How many gems we got? 4, 8, 9. We have 9, so a 5 and a 4. I guess we'll see. Eldry is going to be Issa's first activation here around 5.
And Issa has no event that they're playing off of their Eldry.
Yeah, it looks like.
It has not been an excellent event game for Issa.
I mean,
there's been a couple sleight of hands,
yeah,
but we haven't seen any change to tides. We haven't seen any protection of beliefs.
Well, protection of belief isn't going to get played off of Eldry either way.
Yeah, okay, good call.
And yeah, this deck isn't very well suited to making Eldry shine. This is an Alric deck more than an Eldry deck. Oh, I saw Templar Squire.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sure looks like a Federation Battle Mage.
Inquisitor,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, there is one right at the top of the list.
Okay, good.
So, 4 gems is going to be a Templar Squire here, which is going to sabotage Aaron's yellow dice. And Aaron will activate the Battle Mage. So, Issa will be able to play a second support character and play an orchestral conductor off of Alric. I guess that's what we're doing right now. Great. Alric will activate and spend a gem towards an orchestral conductor, putting red counters on the orchestral conductor and the Templar Squire.
Yeah, and so last round there was a bunch of trading of objects, but this round Issa is putting their foot down on the gas.
Yeah, here is all of the stuff I have right now. Do something about it or don't.
And just those 3 support characters are representing 9 premium dice. Issa already has 2 damage in their pool.
Ooh. Aaron's got a Masquerade.
Oh, it was really good last time, but your opponent had no cards in their hand last time.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron doesn't know what's in Issa's hand. It could be bad.
And honestly, getting rid of these 4 dice now and giving you an exhausted play.
Any play other than the orchestral conductor would have taken dice out of contention right now and made them usable later.
It still literally does. It turns 4 dice now into 2 dice now, but it does not feel good. It's not the kind of yield you were hoping for.
Yeah. I think that Masquerade is still necessary to try to pull off.
Yeah, and that 2 fewer premium dice, there's a very reasonable chance that's the difference between going to next round and being eliminated this round.
Fully agree. So now we have a gigantic Templar Squire rolling red, red, blue, purple. And Aaron needs to... I think Aaron needs to Oh, geez. Aaron doesn't have any Federation Arborealists left in his deck, so no way to heal Prosthema.
You can remembrance them back. I think there's still 2 remembrances in the ecosystem.
Sure. I'm just trying to figure out ways to survive Issa's damage output. Because Issa will be able to find 10 damage.
That is reasonably probable, but I think that what Aaron is supposed to be doing here is posturing aggressively, trying to trade, and just hoping that Issa doesn't find it.
And this Ascended is a good way to posture aggressively. Here's red, red, purple being played and rolled, and that rolled 5 damage.
Yeah, and that's
a good chunk.
That's very powerful.
Yep.
Eldry's energy ability is going to re-roll
whole pile of dice.
5 dice.
Yep. Maybe 6 if Issa wants to re-roll that red dice. No, it doesn't look like. Okay, and that's nothing.
Yeah, okay, and this is what Aaron needs.
This is what Aaron needs.
Aaron's probably got to just resolve damage now because you might not get another opportunity.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Relic Seeker's going to be Aaron's play. Looking at 3, we see another Ascended. We see...
I think that's a Starfallen Warrior and a Witchfire.
Yeah, okay. So, Ascended is pretty good for next round, maybe, I guess, but it's unique, so who knows what you're keeping around.
I guess there was a radar servo in there somewhere.
Yeah, apparently so. So Issa will tactical reroll into damage, and that's 10.
And Aaron doesn't have any shields, so Aaron now has to tactical reroll out of damage.
Yeah, tactical reroll out of damage into shield, and on that red dice.
That's not a board state that you're usually winning from.
No, it is not. But Aaron does see that. He needs to make a shield right now. And that is, or the game is over. So, we're going to see a tactical reroll. Aaron does see that. Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out which dice they're going to reroll.
All right, we got 3 here. Do we see a shield? We do! Awesome.
All right.
Okay. So we got a tactical reroll here. And Issa will presumably just resolve damage.
Yeah, Aaron's just grabbing the damage counters, assuming that that's the play that Issa's making.
Yeah. I think Issa probably resolves the 2 mental first. No, okay. 8 damage into Prosthema here. Aaron will shield.
And now, does Issa have any cards in hand?
I don't know.
It's not many, if any.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we're going to next round.
Yeah, Aaron successfully earned himself another opportunity. He'll get to, well, he's going to fire back for functionally no damage through these shields.
Yep. So Issa's going to shield 2.
Oh, right. Issa has 2 heroes to protect, so Aaron is going to get in for 2 damage.
Yes. Relic Seeker will roll 0 damage.
Aaron still has 2 gems.
Yep.
So he could find a little more output.
Green and red don't have that many cool, exciting things. Issa's just going to dig in on the Orchestral Conductor. So like, Radar Servo and Relic Seeker or whatever would be fine.
Yeah, but finding ones to get through shields, I thought was going to matter. Issa ended up not using the dig in shield on a hero.
Yep.
So Aaron does realize 4, and he doesn't have a use for those last 2 gems.
Yeah, Aaron's low on cards.
Yeah, and it's not terribly exciting, like you mentioned, whatever you could have played with those 2, but when you're behind, you need every ounce.
Yes, you do. So, Issa dug in, so Issa's going to be able to go first in round 6 here, I think. And
yeah, it looks right.
Pulpit Order rolls the most red dice, so...
Templar Squire,
yep.
Not used to that card rolling red dice.
No, I am not. And Issa finds 2 damage, and Prosthema is unshielded.
So that presents lethal. Aaron presents the fist bump, and that is the end of placement match B.
All right, so congratulations, Issa. They're going on to the winner's match here momentarily. And Aaron is going to be fighting for his life in the rebound match.
Which I think he's found himself there repeatedly, and he's still here in the round of 8. So he's certainly he certainly is not out of this tournament.
Excellent. So we'll see you in the next one. This game was sweet.
Yeah, thanks for watching.